Good morning and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Cheryl Henderson. We want to remind you that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, all of them, without regards to politics. Remember, before you begin any exercise routine, you should consult with your physician. Jerry, what do you have on tap for us this morning?
Glad to be here, Cheryl. Good morning. I am excited and glad to be here. This morning, we are going to do upper body. We're going to use our hands, our arms, our shoulders to keep moving. So it's mindful movement, and we're going to just do just that this morning. Cheryl, if you'd like for me to start.
All right, Jerry. Let's get it started.
Okay, hey, that's all I need to know. I want to thank you. I'm Jerri Haslem for joining me today. And what I would like for you to do, if you're sitting down, we're going to complete this entire activity in our chair. So if you're sitting down, make yourself comfortable. We will use just a little bit of time just to relax that upper body. We won't really worry about the lower body at all. I don't know, it depends on how much time we may do something, but everything will be from a seated position. So if you're ready, let us get started, okay? I want you to sit up, whether you have a back to that chair or not. I want you to sit up nice and tall and sitting up from your waist up. So bring your body up. You're standing up, but you're sitting, but you're just standing from your waist, just standing up nice and tall. Your back is straight. You're not leaning back on your chair. You're using your core to actually keep that body up, okay? So what I want you to do is take those shoulders up and back. Take those shoulders up and back again for me. And give me one more time. Take your shoulders up and back. Oh, that should feel good. Now let's reverse that. Let's take these shoulders up and roll them forward. We're going to roll them forward. I want one more time. Let's take these shoulders up and roll them forward. Excellent. Now what I like for you to do right here, take both arms and just extend them out to me. And your palms are up, okay? And what I want you to do is take your palms, turn them down, and right here, turn them out and just press away like you're opening up your chest and a curve, just open it up. Now take those palms and bring it back in, just like an accordion, okay? So let's take these palms down. Let's take them out and press, open up that chest, open up those curves. Turn it back the other way and bring it back in. We're going to do that again. First, the palms are down, okay? Then they're out, and then you press all the way back. And then you bring it back in. Palms are down, and just place those hands in your lap. So what we will do, we will work one arm at a time. We may do some moves that require both. And I always tell you, if I'm doing something and you don't like that, what do? You just observe. You may have problems, or you might have had something with your rotator cuff. I want us to be safe before we do anything. So again, if I'm doing something that's not really for you, just observe, and I will keep that in mind to modify that activity. So what we're going to do, we're going to start one arm. We're just going to extend the arm out and raise it up. Now, sometimes you may not be able to raise your arm up as high, but I want, if you can, to raise that arm all the way up. So it's literally just right here by your ear, okay? So it's up, you're lifting up when you do that, and you're reaching up. So it's a stretch and a lift. And bring that arm down. It's just parallel. We're going to take it up again. And again, some people may not be able to raise that arm up. And whatever your range of motion is, that is exactly where you need to be. So it's up, and I'm lifting it up. It's a stretch. I'm going to bring it down. And we're going to do that again. I'm going to bring the arm up and just raising it up right here by my ear and bringing it all the way down, okay? We're gonna take the other arm, it's out, okay? Again, it's parallel, and keep in mind, everybody's range of motion could be different. I want you to be aware of that. So wherever you are and whatever that goes up to, that's where you need to be. I'm going to raise my arm up. I'm going to give myself a lift when I do that. Just stretching. Oh, it feels good. And bring it back down. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to raise the arm up. Lifting up nice and tall. And bringing it down. I'm going to do that one more time. Again, everybody's range of motion is different. So I'm going to raise that arm up, lift it up nice and tall, and bring it all the way down. Waking up those shoulders, but again, if you had some type of surgery, or even if your range of motion is not that, I want you to feel comfortable. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take both arms, and we're just going to raise those arms up, lifting all the way up, reaching up very tall and bringing it down. We're going to do that 2 more times. The arms are just pulling up. There I go. There you go. And bring it down. One more time. Raising up and bringing it down. Now let me tell you why we were doing that, and that's really a function, because so often when you're reaching up for things, you may not realize, or you may say, oh my goodness, I moved the wrong way. So when we're doing functional activity, functional exercises, those are things that we do every day. When you're putting something on your shelf and you're trying to reach up, or maybe you're out and you're trying to get something off of a shelf, and being able to know your range of motion, reaching up and putting that and not hurting yourself is very important. So that's one reason we're doing that type of exercise. And again, being aware of your range of motion, your shoulders, and how far you can reach, okay? So with that being said, we're going to do a little bit more with those arms. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the arms up. Now the arms are like parallel to me, okay? So it's almost like I've got my own little goalpost. They're not up too high, but they're right here. And what I'm going to do here, my palms are facing each other. I'm just going to open up and bring it back. A little bit smoother, causing us to have a little bit more movement when we do this. Remember, we can work our bodies by holding a body part, by reaching, by stretching, and by moving. So if you decide that you don't want to actually move these arms, you can hold them, and I promise you, you will feel that, okay? We're going to move them 3 more times. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. And right here, let's take these arms, they're flat, okay? So again, let's rotate and roll those arms up, and they're flat. And you're going to feel that not only in your arms, but it's going to be like, well, I feel that also in my shoulder area. So we're not holding a tension, it's relaxed. And we're just taking it almost like our own little light switch. So we're going up and down, giving yourself a rotation when you do that. I want 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring those arms down. What I really want you to think about and understand when we do these exercises, we can do these without any weight at all, and yet feel that in our activity. Because again, your body is its own machine. So when we do something, we can put our own resistance to it, okay? So with these arms this time, we're going to take these arms up. I want to see your face, so I'm going to kind of stick my head around, but your arms are up and your elbows are close together. And when you do that, you can feel that stretch in the back. So when our elbows are together, sometimes it's difficult because your elbows may not touch. But when you do that, you're going to feel that stretch, okay? So your elbows just even right there, you can feel a little resistance to that back. So now that our arms are together, our palms are together, our elbows are together, we're going to lift this up 8 times, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms are out and they're down. Now, again, feeling that in your back area, because when you pull those elbows together, like maybe you weren't expecting that. We're going to do that again. And if you decide that you're going to watch this time, that's fine. Your arms are up, your elbows come together, okay? Now keep in mind, always you can stay here. Just staying here and feeling that stretch, you're going to be able to feel the difference in that, okay? Now right here, we're going to lift up for 8. Are we ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those arms down. You are like, wait, I wasn't expecting a little move like that to cause me to feel like I'm moving. Trust me, it works. Let's work these arms again. This time, let's take these arms out and our fists are together. And what we're going to do, we're going to do another rotation move. And so we're going to take this and we're going to make what we call a circle. So I'm just going to circle, bringing in my pinkies together and circle back up with my thumbs and my index. So it's a circle that we're making, and we're going to do several of these. Now we can do the circle a little bit bigger, but again, I want you to keep in mind at all times that range of motion, never hurting yourself, okay? So we're going to make this circle. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place those hands in your lap. Just getting those arms and shoulders, getting them moving, okay? Now we're only going to take one arm, we're going to take it out, and I want you to spread your fingers apart, almost like, I guess, starfish or whatever. Just spread it apart for me, okay? And when you do this, strangely, you'll feel a stretch. Now right here, pull your hands together, and what I want you to do, gently press against your other fingers. And when you do that, you're going to feel that roll all the way from your wrist all the way up. So again, it's a gentle press, nothing hard, just a gentle press. Pressing that, you can feel that. There you go. Take it away. Now drop your hand the other way. And when you do that, you're going to feel it literally on top. So I can take my fingers and bring them back. And although it's my fingers that I'm doing, I feel that stretch all the way up through my shoulder. Okay? Now let that go. Now right here, my hands, I'm making a fist. I'm pressing out. Again, our hands, we think about, oh my gosh, my hands, they feel so stiff. Let's move those hands. Making sure, like, when you get ready to grip something, maybe you're opening up something. You're like, oh my gosh, this strength, is it in my wrist? Is it in my fingers? Is it in my hand? So understanding that everything, absolutely everything, controls and assists you in everyday functions, okay? I'm just opening that hand up. Just open it up. I'm going to relax that hand and place it down. And again, your fingers, your hand, your wrist, everything connecting to give you the strength. And again, I want you to, when you're with me, I want you to think function. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose? What is she trying to get me to do or maybe not to do? And again, sometimes when we get older, maybe opening up something, gripping something, and sometimes we think, oh, I'm losing my strength, and that may be the case. But even more importantly, are we using that hand? Are we using those fingers, or are we relying on this strong muscle? Understanding that all of these things are connected. So again, functional, what are we doing, okay? I'm going to take the opposite hand because we've got to be balanced, you know? I'm going to take this hand out, and remember, see how my fingers are stretched apart? And you, when you do this, you can feel that, okay? Stretching. I'm going to bring it together, and gently, I'm going to take my hand and just press those fingers back. And when I do, This is what I want you to realize, how it literally runs past your hands all the way through that wrist. You can feel that. Relax. Drop that hand, take it the other way. Again, I'm going to press in the opposite direction. There we go. Giving it a good, just amazing how we can just move and hold things and the benefit is there, okay? I'm going to take this hand, and again, remember when I talked about my functional movement, making sure that I'm using my fingers. And when we say that, we're thinking, well, my goodness, that's my hand, but every little thing about that, so important. I'm just opening it up. Again, you're like, functional movement, okay? I want 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that hand down in your lap. Now what we're going to do, something that we don't think about with our wrist, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rotate that wrist. I don't know if you heard that. That was my wrist, I don't know, like was opening up a door. It's okay. I'm just rotating that wrist, rotating it. Now I'm going to take it in the other direction. These are little things that we never think about doing, but they're so beneficial. Rotating that wrist. There you go. Placing it down. Again, other hand, I'm going to rotate that. And you actually may feel like, well, am I doing this correctly? Absolutely. You're going to feel that circle with your wrist, and it's going to extend all the way up to your arm, okay? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it in the other direction. So important. Function. Place it down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these fingers, they're laced together. And a lot of times we'll put our hands out like this, but I want you to take it and press it the other way. Come on, press. Press it the other way. Yes. Giving yourself a good stretch. Now this, only if you're comfortable, we're going to raise our arms. If your arms go there, that's where you need to be. If they're a little higher, if they're even higher, if those arms come all the way up, again, no hunching, everything's relaxed. We don't want to cause stress. Those arms are up, and then they're bringing those arms down. See, those fingers are laced together. Take it the other way. Okay? Now we're going to raise our arms here. The first thing I want you to do is be aware of your range of motion. Taking those arms all the way up. Now, you know what I always ask you for is a smile. Stretching that body up. There we go. Now bring those arms all the way down again. And place those hands right here. Now what we're going to do with this next move, and you may laugh at me, you may say, why are we doing that? Again, function. We're going to act like we're our own Saturday Night Fever. And we're going to take this hand up, and then we're going to bring it down on the other side. So you, and it depends on maybe how old you are, that may have absolutely no reference, but we're taking this arm up, and we're crossing it over. So there you have it. We're our own little choreographer here. There we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, what I want you to say is, why do we do that? Every time we do something, if you don't understand it, I need to be able to explain it to you. And that function is something that we do so often, but sometimes we have difficulty, and that is when we put on our seatbelt, okay? That is something, if you've ever gotten in the car, like, I don't know where the seatbelt is. I can't get it. I don't know. That turning, that functionality, that lifting and twisting, again, putting all those things together for everyday things that we do. So again, you're thinking, do we do that? Yes. We will get in a car. Sometimes we're like, I don't know what a seatbelt is, because we're uncomfortable with that twisting, that turning motion, being able to have that strength in that upper body, okay? So the reason I had us to go up and down is because really that is what we would do if we were putting on our seatbelt. So here we go, we're putting that in and we're making it happen. We've got to do the other side, always, okay? So again, you're reaching up and you're just gonna cross over. You're just gonna cross over. It's my little pulling up. It's like I'm up and then I cross over. And when you do that, it just makes it so much convenient when you're not trying to figure it out because you do it so often. And activity, because guess what? This is functionality, bringing it down, okay? So with that being said, how about if we did them both and we made an X? I know, so our arms are up and they're down. They're up and I'm just crossing over one arm on top of the other, just crossing, making my own little goalpost, and then I come down. So moving comfortably in a fluid motion, 4, 3, 2, last one. How about that? So again, functional movement, things that we do when we're getting in a car, when we're doing those kind of things, making sure that we can do them. So now what I want you to do with these hands and these arms, I want you to take these arms and think about that shoulder. Sometimes like, oh, my shoulder. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring those shoulders up and then just drop them. Bring them up again and just relax them. Again, being able to relax your shoulders when I say so and not being tense, okay? So relaxing those shoulders, pressing those shoulders down and back, okay? So again, bring the shoulders up. Let's drop them. 2 more times, bring those shoulders up. Let them go. And the last time, I want you to bring those shoulders up and let it go. Now this is what I want you to think about. Right here, you're like, oh, that hurts, or I slept the wrong way, or I can't turn my head. Making sure that when we're having functional movement, you're utilizing those things of the body, because what we may do, we may try to compensate for something. So if someone says, oh, what is that behind you? Sometimes we don't use our head and our necks. We'll use sometimes our waist, not even our shoulders. So somebody say what, and then you have to use your whole body. So being able to keep your shoulders still, and if I say look to your side, sometimes people will look to their side by doing this. So really they've used their shoulders, and that's fine, but making sure you're aware of your body composition and you're not omitting something, because again, when we don't use it, sometimes we lose it. So looking to either side with your head always. So looking to one side, keeping those shoulders still, come back to the front. Let's look to the other side and bring it back. I think the only time we ever think about that is when we're a kid and someone will say, oh, make sure you look both ways before you cross the street. And we just thought, oh, who's going to do that? You're going to turn and do it because it's uncomfortable for your neck or for your head. So making sure that you're using your body and you're saying, why am I doing this or not doing this? Being comfortable with that body composition and understanding that everything is going to feed into something else. So your range of motion in looking both sides, as well as to look up and to look down, okay? So understanding your upper body is such an amazing machine when it comes to movement, but we don't think about that. We think, oh, I got to use my legs, but I got to use my feet. But your upper body works with that lower body, and keep in mind, both of them require movement, functionality, and strength, okay? We're going to do a little bit more today with these arms, and what I want to do is make sure at the end, if you have a question, hopefully I've answered it, but even if I haven't, you may think of, well, can I do this every day? What do you suggest? So we'll definitely cover those things, but I want you to understand that the movement of the upper body is important from your head to your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Those all work together, your fingers, everything's working together, but sometimes we will isolate or not use something. So with that being said, we're going to use our entire upper body. See how I did that? That body was ready for taking those arms all the way up and all the way down. Give me two more. Take those arms up, moving a little bit faster, taking those arms up and bringing them down. And remember, I think we have had this session where I was doing jabs, and all of those things just come so natural when you stretch and warm that body up. It's just like if your car was sitting outside, I'm afraid, I'm old school, I'm just not going to crank it up and fly off. You want to warm that body up, warm that engine up. So with that being said, we're going to do just a few jabs with a smile. And I just want you, we're using one arm and we're just going in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite, let's go. We're going to do 8, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this time we're going to alternate. I want you to make sure that you're not using your shoulders, but you're using your arms. So it's a jab out, it's a jab out. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We move with that a little bit quicker. Again, we've warmed up, we've got those arms moving, we've got that circulation going, we've got that range of motion. So now with that, let's go with a few hooks, okay? So I'm just, think about, I'm sliding that arm across, I guess, a desk or something. So it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do the other side. We're just bringing it up, and it's just like it's sliding across something, okay? So it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you see how we did that? We're going to do with this uppercut, and when we do that, we're really thinking about that waist and bringing that arm up. So I'm not right here. I'm literally coming all the way up from that waist. And when I do that, it's like I'm lifting it up all the way, okay? So it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. We could do that in a combination. We can do that at a quicker speed. We could have our hands up above us, and we've got that little speed bag. There are so many things that we can do when we understand how powerful that upper body is. So today, I hope you got a concept of making sure you're not only using your arm, you're using your hand, you're using your fingers, you're understanding that all of these work together for functionality, and that functionality is making sure that we are ready to move, mindful movement. So with that being said, I'm going to have my host to come back. I'm not sure if it'll be Cheryl or Tawana. They've both been great with me today, and I thank them. Hello there.
Hey, Jerri. Great
How are
workout
you?
and great explanations this morning.
Well, I thank you, Tawana. I think that so often me in my experience, I will do something, but I've got to step back to make sure you understand why you're doing that. What is the purpose? I don't want us to ever feel like, and this is, I've said this, exercise is a punishment. We should never feel that way. And I think sometimes we feel like it's a punishment because someone will say you're late, give me a lap. So exercise, I want it to be enjoyable, a mindful movement, and people love, and they get a benefit and say, this is something I'm doing every day. And when we did the exercise, when I was going up and down with the seat belt, that's also another movement. If we're out raking leaves or putting things, in a bag, all of that twisting and bending, we don't think about doing that. So when we do it, we may sprain or strain something. So I want us to be aware that we don't have to go 1,000 miles an hour in order to move.
Thanks, Jerri. Those exercises and the functionality were great. Folks, we're going to take a short commercial break and then come back to answer any questions you might have. Remember, drop your questions in the chat. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. All right, Jerri, we do have one question I see it dropped in. It was asking about other episodes, and this is a great question. So, folks, we do mindful movement every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and those episodes are 1 week we do the workout with Jerri, and the next week we do our yoga with Becca Impala. So, we're giving you two diverse activities. You can do the exercise or the yoga, but we're here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And Jerri, I appreciate your workout this morning. It sounds like from the comments, the folks really enjoyed it too. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and they enjoyed it. And we'll be back again, folks, next week. Remember, AARP Alabama has lots of great activities coming up, including this evening, our Sky Blossom presentation. You can find information about all of those upcoming events on the AARP Alabama Facebook page. Take care, be safe, and remember to be mindful with your movement. And we'll see you next week. Thanks.